Hi, and welcome back to Thone's Nibbles number 242. Revelation chapter 4. Worship at God's throne. From this point on in Revelation, I think you'll see a little change in the definition of application to my life and so on, because really we're sort of here relating observations and the like, rather than taking in personal interest. I mean, sometimes we may be taking in personal interest, but that isn't the primary goal here. We'll be reading Revelation 4, verses 8 through 11. The four living creatures, each having 6 wings, were full of eyes around and within, and they do not rest day or night, saying, Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty, who was and is to come. Whenever the living creatures give glory and honor and thanks to him who sits upon the throne, who lives forever and ever, the 24 elders fall down before him who sits on the throne and worship him who lives forever and ever, and cast their crowns before the throne, saying, You are worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power, for you created all things, and by your will they exist and were created. Okay, you may think of, there's a well-known contemporary Christian singing group whose name is Casting Crowns, actually. I'm not giving a plug for that. I just, that's the picture I see in my head as I read this part of the Bible. These 24 basically old men. These are the elders of the church, and some, there's speculation as to who they are. Some say they are the 12 sons. 12 of them are the sons of Jacob, the heads of the 12 tribes, and the other 12 are the 12 apostles. We really don't know. It's kind of interesting if the 12 apostles are involved here, then John is looking at himself, because he's in this dream image. We don't know how real what he was seeing is, if it's a dream, if it's a vision, or if he's actually there by some miracle of God. He's one of the apostles, so he's looking at himself after he died and come back. So it's a kind of a odd, mixed up thing, and I don't think anybody has a 100% foolproof way of saying what this is about, but as far as the 24 elders are concerned. But at any rate, that's my 2 cents worth. This is about the importance of worship. Why is this in the Bible? A view of the actual worship at the throne of God. We know we have things that we call worship. We have worship services. We have worship and praise services. We have worship and praise services that go into a sermon. We have all sorts of different things which we call worship. Some people call prayer worship, and that is certainly a part of it. Some people call singing worship, and that's a part of it too. Some of us, there's all kinds of definitions of worship, and different churches have different strategies or different, shall I put it, put a blunt word, I don't know. It's in a certain sense, it's following church tradition. It's traditionalism, but that's okay, so long as it's the worship that's being focused on and not the tradition. So what's the communications from here? In the presence of God, it is an act of worship that matters. Application to my life. All those in heaven are worshiping the Lord. They are led by the four creatures with 6 wings and many eyes. When the worship is complete, the 24 elders on their thrones all fall before the Lord and throw their crowns before the Lord's throne. They declare that He created everything and that everything continues to exist by His will. Oh. God says worship is the priority in heaven. You know, we have a variety of priorities in the world and in the church, but in heaven, the number one priority is worship. It's not going to work in the morning. It's not getting lots of money in your bank account. It is worship. And my personal response to this is, Dear Lord, thank you for your creation, your love and interest in man, and the eternity you promise us who believe. Okay. So I think that's all for today, and we'll see you next time.